If you're a fellow Sony camera user like me, you might be familiar with the multi-interface shoe, or MIs for short. It's designed to work with various Sony accessories where you can just put this in and it automatically connects to the Sony camera without the need of any cables coming out of it, and gives a very slim, low profile look to it. The problem with this is that, if I want to add a top handle to it, things just kind of get in the way. There's no real suitable solution for this. So I went to do some research, and what I realized is that there is actually a way to get this mic on with the MIS connected and still be able to use the top handle with it. Now the first thing you need is a cage with the top portion of the cage, extended forwards so that it doesn't block off the MIS. I did some looking around and research initially on what cage to buy, and I realized that some of the metal cages, they have this top portion just totally straight across, and that blocks off the MIS. So those are unusable for me. What I really also like about the 8-sync cage for the FX30, which is the camera I have, is that not only does it clear the MIS, but it is actually protruding outwards quite a fair bit. And this is actually quite important, and you'll find out in a minute. And can I just also add, this 8-sync cage is really well built. It's a one-piece metal frame. And what I really like about it is on the right side, the contour towards the side grip is really smooth. And despite, it being quite a chunky bit right here, it's still relatively comfortable to hold. And the right side here acts as a really nice place for left hand to grip as well. And it's really sturdy. I really like it. Now the key element to making all of this work is actually this cable right here. And this is the MIS extension cable. It's not sold on its own from Sony, but it is available through two ways. So the first one is by getting this, the XLR-K3M XLR adapter kit for Sony cameras. And this first-hand, brand new, it's quite expensive in my local currency, which is Singapore dollars. It's about 840 bucks. Way too expensive. And I was just like, nah, there's got to be a better way. So what I realized is that this is actually also sold as a spare part replacement from third-party suppliers. But when I checked online, even though the cable, it's, maybe $100+, the shipping rate to Singapore, it's just way too expensive, even more than the cable itself. So I was like in a conundrum. I was wondering, how can I get this cable somehow? And I got lucky. Someone was actually selling the XLR-K3M, and I bought it off him, and it was less than half of retail price, which I thought was reasonable considering that I get the XLR adapter, which is this right here, and the XM1 mic. So I got the kit, and I can now connect the MIS cable to the MIS and then try to set up my ECM-M1 mic on the side, the cold shoe mount here. So let's connect the MIS extension cable to the camera. And remember why I said the 8-sync cage, this portion way extended forward, it's quite important, is because if you try to connect the extension cable inside, it actually has sufficient space for this really thick wire to bend out, and it's not like a severe bend, so I don't think there'll be a lot of potential damage to it in the long term. And then I can connect the other side, which is now the hot shoe, and you just connect to the cold shoe mount I have here, and it looks like this after everything's done. And now I can just connect the ECM-M1 mic in there, and I can then add on the top handle, just like this, and voila. And it still works. And it's still pretty, a low profile kind of look. You still get the top handle, and you can even adjust it whatever way you want because now nothing's blocking the back of the top handle. And yeah, this looks great for me actually. Now, if you went down the XLR-K3M route, you can still use what you bought actually. I mean, that was the whole point of the K3M kit, is that you can buy the kit and put it wherever you want with the extension cable. So I still managed to do it with the same setup that I had with the M1. All I did was just replace the M1 with the adapter kit, and it still works with the top handle. There's still sufficient space for the XLR cable to go in, and there's also kind of enough space for you to hold the top handle, and it's definitely not, you know, the low profile look that you get with the M1, but you're not wasting money if you ever decide to use the K3M kit. So yeah, I hope this helps any of you out there who want to use the MIS hot shoe with a top handle. And yeah, I'll put down in the description all the items that are used in this build, and none of these are sponsored. They're all bought on my own. And if you have any better solution for this, you know, feel free to share it. And as some bonus footage, I actually tested this exact setup with the XLR mic at a piano recital recently, and this was recorded about like 1.5 meters or 5 feet away from the piano. And you can decide for yourself how the recording quality of the XM1 mic is like, if you're wondering how it does sound like. No process was done on audio, it's just straight out from the mic itself. And yeah, thanks for watching.